Yeah. Blackjack. Life is like a game of cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Yeah. Blackjack. To play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. But most importantly, if you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game, please hit the bell notification so that you can be notified when I drop a video. I'm going to get right into it. What I have here today, people, is one of the most important lists that Tupac ever wrote in his life. This is a people to contact list while Tupac was incarcerated in upstate New York at the Dannemora Clinton Correctional Facility. You may have seen Tupac hang out with a bunch of people every day, or have been known to hang out with certain people every day in his career, you know, from Big Stretch, you know, people, the Live Squad, various other rappers and things like that, and people that he was, you know, assumed to be close with. But this list right here is the most important list that Tupac ever wrote. This is while he was incarcerated, and it was deemed the list of people to contact. I'm going to get right into it, and I think a lot of people are going to be surprised with the first person on this list. Number one on this list is Mr. Quincy Jones. A lot of people assume that Tupac's relationship with Quincy Jones began when Tupac got out of prison. But unfortunately, that's not true. The fact of the matter is on this list to contact, Tupac contacted Mr. Jones, and Mr. Jones responded in kind, and Mr. Jones actually sent Tupac a book to read. The book was Pimp by Iceberg Slim. The reason for that is Mr. Jones owns the rights to that book, and he wanted Tupac to star in it along with Snoop Dogg. Here's the book, and here's a copy of the card that Quincy Jones sent Tupac, and basically it reads, this is something that you might, it might be an interesting read, if you will. And I'm just paraphrasing, something that you might be interesting to read. And so, like I said, once again, the plan with Tupac and Quincy Jones basically started when Tupac was in prison. Here's the proof of that right here. And like I said, so a lot of people may have not known that, but yeah, like I said, you know it today. The second person on the list was Alan Light and Kevin Powell. And Kevin Powell had said as much as Tupac contacting him, writing him letters or a letter or two. But Kevin Powell was the reporter who actually covered the Vibe interview, the infamous Vibe interview after Tupac was sentenced to prison after being shot at Quad Studios. And so Kevin Powell was the second person, and we've seen what happened in regards to that. Kevin Powell went to the prison and actually interviewed Tupac in regards to that situation, which is a infamous and one of Tupac's most interesting interviews that he's ever done as an artist. The third person on the list is Luther Vandross. May he rest in peace. The fourth person on the list is the incomparable, legendary singer Patti LaBelle, who I must add has some of the best sweet potato pies in the game during the Thanksgiving time and the holidays. The fifth person on the list is none other than one of Tupac's girlfriends, or should I say somebody he dated briefly before his death, as a matter of fact, Miss Whitney Houston. And number 6 on the list is also somebody that Tupac dated, who Tupac recuperated at her house after being or basically releasing himself from Bellevue Hospital. And basically it was said that he, basically hid out over at her house, Miss Jasmine Guy, who was also on the show A Different World. The funny part is the 7th person on the list just released a book, and he released almost 3 pages in regards to Tupac Shakur. none other than Will Smith. And so I got to say this to Will, if you watch this, whatever problems you may have thought or insecurities you had about Tupac, and I can understand that, you know what I mean? I don't think Tupac had those same feelings towards you because you were number 7 on his list of people to contact. Number 8 on the list was Will Smith's beautiful wife, Jada Pinkett. We all know the story behind them. Baltimore School of the Arts, growing up in Baltimore, and so on and so forth. So we basically know what that's about. Number 9 on the list is none other than another young lady that Tupac dated, Yolanda Yo-Yo Whitaker. We know Yo-Yo. You know, you can't play with my Yo-Yo. She's an actress, very fine sister. Like I said, her and Tupac dated. Number 10 on the list was Yo-Yo's best friend, or should I say, and employer, business partner, Ice Cube. We know who Ice Cube is. Number 11 on the list was Kadeem Hardison, who also starred on A Different World. So you can see, like, from that 8 to 11, you got Kadeem Hardison, Jada Pinkett, number 6, Jasmine Guile, all were on A Different World, in which Tupac made a guest appearance on before. Number 12 on the list is Quincy Mfume, who was the congressman out of Baltimore, Maryland, for most people who don't know. You know, like I said, Brother Quincy Mfume was in Congress, I believe, at that particular time. And number 13 on the list was the Material Girl herself, someone who Tupac also dated, and basically wrote various letters, as we know, because that's been public information. The incomparable Material Girl, Madonna. Number 14 on the list was Babyface. Number 15 on the list was Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Number 16 on the list was Mike Roberts, Carol Blackman at V103 Atlanta. I believe they were disc jockeys down in Atlanta at that particular time. 17 on the list was Donnie Simpson from BET. And I don't know if most people know this, but Tupac was kind of mad at Donnie Simpson because Donnie Simpson had went on BET and made a joke holding his hands up like as if he was holding bars and said, who is this? And Donnie Simpson bust out laughing and said, Tupac Shakur. And Tupac was hot about that. So I believe Tupac probably wanted to contact him in regards to that. Above the rim, co-star number 18 on the list is Dwayne Martin. Number 19 is Keenan Ivory Wayans. Number 20 is Damon Wayans. Number 21 is Keith Sweat. Number 22 is strange in itself, but you know, Shaq was huge at that particular time. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq, if you watching this, if you check this video out, did Tupac write you a letter? Do you have a letter? Did he contact you? Because I've never heard you say anything about that. That would be interesting to know if he did contact you. Number 23 was Charles Oakley. We've seen the picture with Tupac and Charles Oakley. Don't know if it was taken before or after his prison stint. Like I said, I really don't know. But yeah, Charles Oakley, real thorough guy. You know what I mean? Real likable guy. Real brother. Like I said, once again, you know, Charles Oakley, if you get a chance to watch this, did Tupac shoot you a kite? Did he hit you with a letter? Number 24 was Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing, you know, right now he's coaching Georgetown. Yo, Patrick Ewing, if you're watching this, did Tupac shoot you a kite? You know, we want to know. Tupac fans and the people, you know, who love Tupac would love to hear what that conversation was about. Brother, also from Baltimore, Maryland, Sam Cassell. Like I said, Sam Cassell, real thorough brother. Had the opportunity to meet Sam on a few occasions. You know, he's number 25, Patrick Ewing 24, Charles Oakley 23. Number 26 on the list was Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway, real thorough brother. Tim, yo, if you watching this video, you're on Tupac's list of people to contact while he was incarcerated at the Clinton Correctional Facility in upstate New York. So he deemed you important. Tim, did he hit you with a kite? Let the people know. Number 27 is the legendary funny man Eddie Murphy. Eddie, you know, if you get a chance to watch this, did Tupac ever write you a letter? He probably did. You might have got it, and you might haven't got it. But like I said, chime in, Eddie Murphy. You were one of the most important people that Tupac wanted to contact while he was in prison. You made 27 on the list. Number 28 was Arsenio Hall. I've met Arsenio on a few occasions. One night we was outside of the comedy store. In the back of the comedy store, and he was cracking jokes, and we had a real good conversation. Arsenio, did Tupac ever shoot you a letter? You made number 28 on Tupac's list of people to contact while he was incarcerated in prison. Number 29 was Laura Petty. I don't know who she is. Laura Petty. I don't know who she is, but like I said, she made number 29 on the list. Like I said, and number 30 on the list is none other than the guy who actually gave Tupac a record deal, and who's actually being sued at this time by Tupac's sister, who's the executive of Tupac's estate, Mr. Tom Whalley. And like I said, I'm sure Tupac wrote Tom Whalley. Hope they try to settle that the best way that they can. Like I said, I made a video about that. You might want to check that out on my channel. Also, Jill Rose. Jill Rose was somebody who worked at Interscope. She was part of the Interscope team, for most people who don't know, who are not in the industry. Number 32 on the list is none other than the Queen herself, Queen Latifah, who was very close with Tupac, as we know. Like I said, Queen Latifah starred in Juice. And like I said, and Tupac and her were very, very good friends. Number 33 was none other than the infamous, one of the best lawyers or guys that I've ever seen practice law, whom I met myself, and like I said, somebody who made me interested in the law, Mr. Johnny Cochran, and none other than one of his people that he deemed dear, Miss Shawn Chapman, who's very intelligent. She's also an attorney. Number 34 was Digital Underground. We know that's how Tupac got his start. They would made number 34 on the list. They made number 34 on the list, basically, of people that Tupac deemed that he needed to contact. Number 35. Number 35 is interesting because when I first met Tupac up at Bowie State University in '93, the Lords of the Underground was actually on that ticket. It was Tupac, the Lords of the Underground. He had the Lob Squad with him, I believe, Backyard Band. Yeah, I think Backyard Band, one of the go-go bands out of D.C., was there also. It was a wonderful night, but it was a wild night. 35 on the list is of Lords of the Underground. Number 36 on the list is Cynthia Horner. Number 37 is Kate Ferguson. Number 38 is Sa. I'm sorry, it says Sa. It looked like Sa. Number 38, I'm sorry, is Salt and Pepper. We know the Sister Salt and Pepper, legendary Sister Salt and Pepper. Salt and Pepper. And number 39 on the list is Mayor Kurt Schmoke of Baltimore. You know, me being from Maryland, like I said, Mayor Kurt Schmoke, he was a black mayor from Baltimore. And, I think Tupac, being back in Baltimore, spending time in Baltimore, probably thought that Kurt Schmoke was probably one of the people that he wanted to reach out to for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? And number 40 on the list was Don Hicken, a School of the Performing Arts in Baltimore. So Mr. Hicken, I don't know if he's still alive or not, but Mr. Hicken, Don Hicken, I believe he was one of those influential people in Tupac's life that, had a lot to do with him, becoming the individual he did, taking up acting and all of those things. So Mr. Hicken, if you're still alive, like I said, I'm sure Tupac actually wrote you a letter. John Cole, Dr. Barbara Justice, 42, John Cole, 41. Number 43 was an attorney who helped represent Tupac. Mr. Michael Warren was number 43. And number 44 was Bone from Athens Park Bloods. Yeah, Bone. Shout out to Bone. You out there. Like I said, you number 44 of somebody that Tupac deemed very important to contact while he was in prison. Bone, what's happening? Nothing but respect. Shout out to you, Bone. Number 44. Number 45 was Eazy-E. We all know, rest in peace, Eazy-E. Very influential, NWA, need I say more, Eazy-E. Rest in peace. 46 was another brother from Baltimore, Charles S. Dutton. Let me tell you a story about this. When I was locked up, I went to, it's a place called Brockbridge, like when you going through the Maryland penal system, right? And it was this letter that Charles S. Dutton, because Charles S. Dutton, he starred in the TV show Rock. And Charles S. Dutton had went to jail for murder. He killed somebody. And while he was in jail, there were stories in jail that, he was taking up drama in jail. And when he would do like certain plays and things like that in jail, they would do, certain people didn't want to play like the woman part, and he would make them play the woman part. This is real. This is true story, right? So as I was going through Brockbridge, it was this letter that, and Charles S. Dutton was out of prison at this time. He had did his time, got out of prison, came to Hollywood, became successful, which is one of those legendary stories. But there was a letter that he had wrote to somebody who was now incarcerated in prison. And that letter basically was saying to the person that he wrote the letter to, who actually let the letter be on display as you were walking through the prison halls, basically saying that what he had done, he didn't let that deter him from being the person that he was, and that you can be anything that you wanted to be. And that was one of the letters that I had read when I was in prison, and I went to Brockbridge and I seen that letter. I was like, wow, that's powerful, because I didn't ever know that Charles S. Dutton, had went to jail for murder. You know what I mean? And so that was one of the things that inspired me to get my act together at that particular time, when I was locked up. Number 46 on the list, Charles S. Dutton. Thank you for that letter, and thank you for being a positive example for all the brothers in the Maryland penal system, and who may have read that letter that you sent there. Number 47 was Maurice Malone. Number 48 was MC Hammer, and we know the relationship that they had over there at Death Row. Number 49 was Evander Holyfield. Number 50 was George Foreman. Number 51 was Don King. And number 52 was the late, great, may he rest in peace, Pernell Whitaker. Number 53 was Mr. Michael Mora, the boxer. Number 54 was none other than Riddick Bowe. Number 55 was none other than another Gemini, musical genius. When people talk about musical genius, number 55 was the brother by the name of Prince, also known by the sign, like I said. And number 56 was none other than Janet, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Janet Jackson was one of the persons that Tupac deemed important. Like I said, once again, that he wanted to contact while he was in prison. Number 58 was Tisha Campbell from the Martin Show. Like I said, number 57 was Tisha Campbell. Number 58 was none other than Magic Johnson. Yo, Magic, I wanted to know if Tupac shot you a kite. If you read this, if you get a chance to look at this video, number 58 was Magic Johnson. Number 59 was Lorenz Tate. Lorenz Tate, did Tupac hit you? Like I said, he was you were one of the people that he thought was important enough to put on this list. Number 60, as we all know, Miss Rosie Puerto Rican Perez. We know their relationship. Like I said, very beautiful woman. And number 61 was Wesley Snipes, and number 62 was Dolores Robinson. Wow. So I wanted to share this with you because, like I said, it's a lot of people that, at different times in Tupac's life that Tupac, hung out with, thought was important. But in this particular list, while he was incarcerated, this was all of the people that Tupac thought that he should contact. And I'm sure he contacted other people who are not on this list, who actually contacted him, found out his prison ID number, and contacted him. But right here, this list right here is exclusive. This is the list that Tupac thought was most important to him at that particular time of the people that he should contact. Your boy DELRAY, straight gang.